Hello, dear future doctors. Welcome to MemoNeat. I am Jay Thakkar. I am a third year MBBS student at Sri MP Shah Government Medical College, Jamnagar, Gujarat, and I am working as a biology subject matter expert here at MemoNeat. Dear students, we at MemoNeat have so many things planned for you, and under this Brahmastra test series, we have 36 tests which are planned, of which 26 are the part test and 10 are full test. What you have to do is prepare for the test adequately and give the test, okay? Never miss any test, give the test regularly, and we are here to provide you the detailed analysis and the video solutions of each and every test, okay? And today we are going to discuss the biology section of the Brahmastra part test 1, okay? So let us start with it. So let us start with the question number 151. So the question number 151 is that identify the asexual reproductive structure associated with sponges. Okay. So according to the question, we have to identify the asexual reproductive structure which is found in the sponges. So see, this is a direct single line question, and the asexual reproductive structure in the sponges is what? It is the gemmules. Okay. So the asexual reproductive structure which is found in the sponges is gemmules. So we have to simply remember this, okay? The asexual reproductive structure found in sponges is gemmules, okay? So moving on to the next question, that is question number 152. The question number 152 states that which of the following is correct about viroids, okay? So first of all, read the question correctly, okay? We have to identify the correct statement, and it is about viroids. So first of all, what are viroids? So see, viroids are the infectious particles, okay? They are nothing but the infectious particles, and they contain only RNA, okay? They contain only RNA without any protein, okay? So listen here carefully. The viroids, they contain what? They contain RNA, okay? RNA is present in viroids, but the proteins are absent in them, all right? So the viroids, they contain RNA without any protein, and they were discovered by T.O. Diener. The size of viroids is smaller than the viruses, okay? So let us read the question first. Which of the following is correct about viroids? So let us see all the statements. The first statement is they have free RNA without protein coat. So yes, this is the correct statement, okay? This is the definition of viroids, that they lack protein coat and they only have the free RNA. Let us read the other three statements also. So the second statement is they have DNA with protein coat. So see, this statement is incorrect. Why? Because protein coat is absent in the viroids. The third statement is they have free DNA without protein coat. Now see, viroids are the particles which contain only the RNA, okay? They do not contain DNA, okay? So this statement is also incorrect. And the fourth statement is they have no RNA. So this statement is also incorrect. Why? Because viroids contain RNA, okay? They do not contain protein coat. So what will be the correct answer over here? It would be the answer 1. Option 1 will be the correct answer of question 152. Moving on to the next question, that is question 153. So the question states select the correct combination of the statements, okay? So there are different statements given over here, and we have to identify that which of them are the correct statements, okay? So the correct statements are, so let us read the statements one by one, okay? The first statement is methanogens methanogens are the archaebacteria which produce methane in marshy areas. So yes, this statement is absolutely correct. Why? Because see, the archaebacteria contain methanogens, halophiles, thermoacidophiles. So these are the bacteria, and the methanogens specifically are the bacteria which produce the methane gas, okay? They are found mainly in the marshy areas, okay? So this statement is correct. The next statement is nostoc is a filamentous blue-green algae, okay? So nostoc is a filamentous blue-green algae which fixes the atmospheric nitrogen, okay? So yes, this statement is also correct. Why? Because see, if you see the structure of nostoc, okay, in the structure of nostoc, you might have seen the structure like this. Okay, there are several cells arranged like this. Okay, and a mucilaginous sheath is present around these cells. So among these cells, the specialized cells are present, which are called as heterocyst. Okay, and these heterocysts are responsible for what? These are responsible for nitrogen fixation. All right. So yes, the nostoc is a filamentous blue-green algae which fixes the atmospheric nitrogen. This statement is also correct. Okay. Then the third statement is chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria synthesize cellulose from glucose. So see, this statement is incorrect, okay? Because see, the function of chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria, what are the chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria? The chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria means that the bacteria are autotrophs, but means they synthesize their food by themselves, but they are chemosynthetic, okay? Means they use chemicals to synthesize their food. So do they synthesize cellulose from glucose? No, this is incorrect, okay? So C statement is incorrect. The D statement is mycoplasma lack a cell wall and can survive without oxygen. So yes, see, this statement is absolutely correct. Why? Because the specific feature of mycoplasma is, okay, the mycoplasma, they first of all are anaerobes, okay? Anaerobes means what? Means they can survive without oxygen, okay? They do not require O2. Next is that they lack cell wall, okay? So cell wall is absent in mycoplasma, okay? So what is the statement stating? The statement says that mycoplasma lack a cell wall, so it is correct, and they can survive without oxygen, okay? So they are anaerobe, so that is also correct. So D statement is also correct. So here, which of the statements are correct? A, B and D are correct. So which is the option in which it is given that A, B and D are correct? So yes, it is the option 4. So the answer to this question will be option 4. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 154. It states that which of the following statement is correct. Okay, so we have to identify the correct statement among the following four statements. So let us read the statements one by one. The first statement is mycoplasma cannot pass through less than 1 micron filter size. Now see, the mycoplasma are the smallest living organisms, okay, and they are easily able to pass through the 1 micron filter size, okay. So this statement is not correct, okay, it is incorrect statement. Why? Because mycoplasma can pass through less than 1 micron filter size, okay, so this will be incorrect. The second statement is mycoplasma are the bacteria with cell wall. So as we discussed before also, the mycoplasma are the bacteria which lack cell wall. Okay, they do not have the cell wall. So this statement will also be incorrect because they lack cell wall. The third statement is the mycoplasma lack cell wall. Okay, so as we discussed that cell wall is absent in mycoplasma. So this statement is correct. Okay, so the correct answer of this question will be option 3. Let us read the fourth statement also. Mycoplasma needs oxygen. So see, mycoplasma are anaerobes. Okay, means they do not require oxygen. So therefore this statement will also be incorrect. Okay, so the correct answer to this question is option 3. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 155. It states that what is true for archaebacteria. Okay, so we have to identify the correct statement about the archaebacteria. So let us see all the statements. So archaebacteria are all halophiles. Now see, we have learned that in the archaebacteria, okay, see, in archaebacteria, In the archaebacteria, there are several types of organisms found. There are halophiles. Okay. Then there are thermoacidophiles. Okay. There are methanogens. Okay. So these are the several organisms which are found in the archaebacteria. So are the archaebacteria all halophiles? No, they are not all halophiles. Okay, they are of different types. They may be halophiles, they may be thermoacidophiles, they may be methanogens. So they are not all halophiles. So this statement is incorrect. Then second is they are all photosynthetic. So see, these are not all photosynthetic. Okay, in them some chemosynthetic organisms are also present. Okay, so second statement is also incorrect. Then they are all fossils. Okay, so this statement is also incorrect because they are not all fossils. Okay, they are pretty old. Okay, they are the oldest living beings, but they are not all fossils. Okay, so this statement is also incorrect. The fourth statement is that the archaebacteria are the oldest living beings. Okay, so this statement is absolutely correct. Okay, so the correct answer will be option 4. Okay, so moving on to the next question, that is question number 156. It states that which of the following spores are produced endogenously. Okay, so among the following four options we have to identify that which of the following spores are produced endogenously. What is the meaning of endogenously? Endogenously means inside the body or inside sporangium. Okay, so now see, if you know that the endogenous spores, the example of endogenous spores are what? These are the aplanospores and the zoospores. Okay, so among the following options, the aplanospores and the zoospores are the examples of the spores which are produced endogenously, means inside the sporangium. So the correct answer to this question will be option 3, that is aplanospores and the zoospores. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 157. It states that select the incorrect statement. Okay, so among the following four options we have to identify which of them is incorrect. Okay, read the question carefully, it has been asked incorrect. Okay, so let us read all the statements one by one. The first statement is nostoc and anabena have heterocyst for nitrogen fixation. Okay, so we have seen the structure of nostoc, that is it is this okay, it is, its structure is like this, it is bead like structure. Okay, if you know the cells, so this is the structure of nostoc. I'm not drawing it completely, but you understand, right? And in them the specialized cells are present called as heterocyst. Okay, heterocyst are the specialized cells found in the nostoc which are responsible for what? They are responsible for nitrogen fixation. Okay, so this statement is correct. Why? Because they have the nostoc and anabena have heterocyst for nitrogen fixation. Alright, so this statement is correct. The second statement is cyanobacteria often form blooms in the polluted water bodies. Okay, now see, in the polluted water bodies what happens is the cyanobacteria grow immensely. Okay, and they cover the surface of water, and that is called as blooms. Okay, so they form blooms in the polluted water bodies. So this statement is also correct. Okay, the next is the heterotrophic bacteria are more abundant in nature. Okay, so yes, this statement is also correct. Okay, the heterotrophic bacteria are more abundant in nature. Next is the cell wall of mycoplasma are made up of chitin. Okay, now see, the statement is about the cell wall of mycoplasma. Now as we have seen before that mycoplasma are the organisms which lack cell wall. Okay, they lack cell wall, meaning that cell wall is absent in mycoplasma. So there is no question about what is the cell wall made up of. Okay, the cell wall is totally absent in the mycoplasma, so this statement will be incorrect. Okay, and in the question we have to identify the incorrect statement, so the correct answer to this question will be option 4. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 158. Okay, The question 158 is, which one of the following set of organisms have no position in the five kingdom classification or the five kingdom system? So, what are the five kingdoms? Can you name them? They are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. Okay. Now, see which of the following organisms have got no position in the five kingdom classification. The organisms which have no position are the virus, viroids, and the lichens. Okay. Why? Because see, the viroids and the virus are the acellular organisms. Okay, they are neither living or neither non-living. Okay, so these are the organisms which have got no position in the five kingdom classification. So the correct answer to this question will be option 1. Okay. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 159. It states that in the members of which kingdom the nuclear membrane is absent. Okay, so read the question correctly. It is asking about the nuclear membrane. Okay, now see, this question is a trick question. Why? Because it is testing your concept about the different types of cells which you are knowing, and it is asking that the nuclear membrane is absent in which organisms. Okay, the organisms of which kingdom. Now see, if you know that the members of kingdom Monera, they are what? The members belonging to kingdom Monera are prokaryotic. Okay, so these are the prokaryotes. And what is the characteristic feature of prokaryotes? In the prokaryotes, the nuclear membrane is absent. Okay, the prokaryotes do not have the nuclear membrane. Also, the prokaryotes do not have the membrane bound organelles. Okay, so the prokaryotes are the primitive cells and they do not have nuclear membrane. So the correct answer to this question will be what? The members of kingdom Monera have lack of nuclear membrane. Okay, in them the nuclear membrane is absent. So I hope you got this question because it is a concept based question. Okay, so if you are able to solve this type of question, it is really good. So now moving on to the next question, that is question number 160. It states that according to the five kingdom system, okay, gymnosperms and angiosperms are grouped under which kingdom? Okay, now see, if you know that gymnosperms and angiosperms belong to which kingdom, these belong to the kingdom Plantae. Okay, so gymnosperms and angiosperms are the part of kingdom Plantae. So the correct answer to this question will be option 4. Okay, now moving on to the next question, that is question number 161. Okay, it states that select the correct statement. Okay, we have to identify the correct statement among the given 4 statements. So let us read the statements one by one. The first statement is cholera, typhoid, tetanus are well-known diseases caused by viruses. So is this statement correct? No, this statement is incorrect. Why? Because see, these three diseases are caused by bacteria. See, if you have heard that cholera is caused, okay, this is the cholera. Then cholera. After that, there is typhoid. Typhoid is caused by Salmonella typhi. Cholera is caused by Vibrio cholerae, and tetanus is caused by Clostridium tetani. So these three diseases are the bacterial diseases. Okay, they are not caused by viruses. So this statement is incorrect. The next statement is dinoflagellates, euglenoids, and the slime molds are placed under kingdom Monera. So this statement is also incorrect. Why? Because in under the kingdom Monera there are the prokaryotic organisms, but the dinoflagellates, euglenoids, and the slime molds are unicellular eukaryotes. So they are placed under kingdom Protista, not under kingdom Monera. Okay. The third statement is the members of kingdom Protista are primarily aquatic. So yes, this statement is absolutely correct. Okay, the members belonging to kingdom Protista are mainly aquatic organisms. Okay, the fourth statement is dinoflagellates are the chief producers in the oceans. Okay, now see, this is the term chief producers is given to whom? If you have read the NCRT, the term chief producers is given to diatoms. Okay, So the diatoms are the chief producers of ocean, not the dinoflagellates. Okay, so this question is also incorrect. This statement is also incorrect. Okay, so the correct answer to this question is option 3. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 162. It states that the primitive bacteria living in the salty areas are called as dash. So, first of all, it is talking about primitive bacteria. Means it is talking about what? It is talking about the archaebacteria. Okay, so it is talking about archaebacteria. And next, it is talking about the primitive bacteria living in the salty areas. So, what are the bacteria living in salty areas called? They are called as halophiles. Okay, so the correct answer to this question will be option 4, that is halophiles. Okay, the next question is question number 163, and it states that dash are the saprophytic protists whose body moves along with the decaying twigs and leaves, engulfing the organic material. Okay, so it is first of all talking about the member belonging to kingdom Protista. Okay, and it is telling that it is a saprophytic protist, means it feeds on the decaying twigs and leaves. Okay, and it engulfs the organic material. So which is that organism it is talking about? Yes, absolutely correct. It is talking about the slime molds. It is talking about slime molds. So the slime molds are the organisms which belong to the kingdom Protista, and they are saprophytic in nature. Means it moves along the decaying twigs and leaves and it engulfs the organic material. So the correct answer to this question will be option 4, that is the slime molds. Okay. Now we move on to the next question, that is question number 164. Being photosynthetic, which organism in absence of sunlight behaves like heterotroph? Okay, now see, here there is the need to read the question properly. Why? Because it is a bit confusing. See, it is telling that being photosynthetic means the organism is originally photosynthetic. That if we read the question further, which organism in the absence of sunlight behaves like heterotroph? Okay, means the when the sunlight is absent, then it starts to behave like a heterotroph. Means it is originally photosynthetic in presence of sunlight, and when the sunlight is absent, it behaves like heterotroph. So which is such organism? Such organisms are the euglenoids. Okay, so the euglenoids are originally photosynthetic. Okay, and these belong to the kingdom Protista. They are photosynthetic in presence of sunlight, and they behave as heterotrophs. Okay, in the absence of sunlight. So the correct answer to this question will be option 2, that is euglenoids. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 165. It states that the diatomaceous earth is formed due to which substance? Okay, now see, the diatomaceous earth is formed by what? It is formed by the diatoms. Okay, and these diatoms mainly grow, and they deposit what? They deposit silicon. Okay, so the diatomaceous earth is mainly formed due to the substance that is silicon. Okay, remember this question. Okay, so moving on to the next question, that is question number 166. So it is a statement based question, and we have to identify that which statements are correct. Okay, so let us start. The first statement is yeast is a multicellular fungus. So see, this statement is incorrect. Why? Because as we know that yeast is a unicellular fungus. Okay, it is not multicellular. So the first statement is incorrect. The second statement is penicillium is a unicellular fungus. So this statement is also incorrect. Why? Because the penicillium is a multicellular fungus. Okay, and as we know that antibiotics are obtained from the fungus that is Penicillium notatum, and which is that antibiotic? Yes, it is penicillin. The third statement is albugo is a parasitic fungus on mustard. So see, this statement is absolutely correct. Why? Because albugo acts as a parasite. Okay, it is present as a parasite. Okay, it is a parasitic fungi, and it grows on the mustard. Okay, and it causes white rust of mustard. What does it cause? It causes white rust. Okay, in the mustard. So here, what are the options? Let us see. The first option is only statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. No. All the statements are incorrect. No. The third option, that is only the statement 3 is correct, is the correct answer of this question. Okay, because as we saw, the statement 1 is incorrect, statement 2 is incorrect, and only the statement 3 is the correct one. Okay, now we move on to the next question, that is question number 167. Okay, so what is the question stating? We have to mark the correct statement. Okay, so among the following four statements we have to identify which statement is correct. So let us see the statements one by one. The first statement is phycomycetes includes mushrooms, bracket fungi, or the puffballs. So is this statement correct? No, this statement is incorrect. Why? Because the mushrooms, bracket fungi, and the puffballs belong to which group? They belong to Basidiomycetes. Okay, they do not belong to Phycomycetes. Okay, so this statement is incorrect. The second statement is the mycelium of Basidiomycetes is branched and septate mycelium. So yes, this statement is correct. Okay, because in the Basidiomycetes, the mycelium is branched and also it is septate. Okay, so this statement is correct. So the correct answer of this question will be option 2. Let us see the next two statements also. Okay, the third statement is neurospora is used extensively in the biochemical and the genetic work, and it belongs to the group Basidiomycetes. So neurospora is belonging to group Ascomycetes. Okay, it does not belong to group Basidiomycetes. Okay, so this statement is incorrect because neurospora belongs to Ascomycetes. So in the place of Basidiomycetes there should be Ascomycetes. Okay, so this statement is incorrect. The next is the next statement is morels and truffles are non-edible. Now see, we have seen that morels and truffles are the edible delicacies. Okay, these are edible. Okay, so they are not non-edible. So this statement is incorrect. Okay, so the correct answer will be option 2. Okay, so I hope you got this question. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 168. It states that with respect to the fungal sexual cycle, okay, with respect to fungal sexual cycle, choose the correct sequence of events. Now see, we have seen the fungal sexual cycle, okay, the steps. So the question is asking that only, that what steps occur during the fungal sexual cycle. Okay, so now see, the first step, as you know, that is plasmogamy. Okay, the first there occurs plasmogamy. Then there occurs karyogamy, and then after occurs meiosis. Okay, so what is plasmogamy? So plasmogamy is the fusion of cytoplasm, all right, without the fusion of nuclei. After that there occurs karyogamy. Karyogamy is the fusion of nuclei, and after that there occurs meiosis. Okay, so when the karyogamy occurs, so after karyogamy, okay, there is the formation of zygote. Okay, so after karyogamy the zygote is formed and it is 2n, that is diploid. Okay, and we have to maintain the haploid nature of the fungi. So what happens is that it undergoes meiosis. So after meiosis it occurs n. Okay, so after meiosis there is n, that is haploid state. All right, so this is how the fungal sexual cycle works. So first there is plasmogamy, then there is karyogamy, and then there is meiosis. Okay, so plasmogamy, karyogamy, and meiosis. So the correct answer will be option 3. All right, so I hope you are clear with this question. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 169. Okay, it states that the sex organs are absent. Okay, but plasmogamy is brought about by the fusion of two vegetative or somatic cells of different genotypes. It is the characteristic feature of what? Okay, now see, if you have read the NCRT correctly, then this line is given in the NCRT, and it is given as a feature of basidiomycetes. Okay, now in the fungi, the basic in the group of basidiomycetes, okay, it is the characteristic feature of basidiomycetes that in the basidiomycetes, first of all, the sex organs are absent. Okay, so in them the sex organs are absent, but then also the reproduction occurs. How? So in them the plasmogamy is brought about by the fusion of two vegetative or the somatic cells. Okay, means which is the cells which are not sex cells, means the somatic cells, they fuse, and these are of different genotypes, and plasmogamy is brought about by them. Okay, so this is a characteristic feature of the group Basidiomycetes. Okay, so the answer to this question will be option 2, that is Basidiomycetes. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 170. Okay, the question states the fungi form the fruiting bodies in which dash division occurs, leading to the formation of dash spores. Okay, so first of all, what occurs in fruiting bodies? So the fungi form the fruiting bodies, and in the fruiting bodies there is the formation of the haploid spores. Okay, remember that, that is haploid spores. Okay, the haploid spores are formed in the fruiting bodies. And how will be the formation of haploid spores? See, the somatic cells or the normal cells will be 2n. Okay, that is diploid, but the spores are haploid, so they have to be n. Okay, and to form the haploid spores, there has to be reduction in the number of chromosomes. Okay, the number of chromosomes are reducing, so what type of division should occur? Yes, there should occur the meiosis. Okay, and meiosis is what type of division? It is reductional division. Okay, so reduction division occurs in the fruiting bodies. Okay, so in the fruiting bodies the reduction division occurs, and this leads to the formation of the haploid spores. Okay, so the correct answer to this question will be option 2. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this question. Now we move on to the next question, that is question number 171. The question states select the incorrect match. Okay, so there are different matches given between the class of the fungi and the member of or the example of that class, and we have to identify which of them is incorrectly matched. So the first is Phycomycetes albugo. So this statement, this matching is correct because albugo belongs to Phycomycetes. Okay, the second is Basidiomycetes claviceps. Okay, now see, this is incorrect. Why? Because claviceps belongs to Ascomycetes. Okay, Ascomycetes. So claviceps belongs to Ascomycetes, and it does not belong to Basidiomycetes. Okay, it belongs to Ascomycetes. So this statement is incorrect. So the correct answer to this question will be option 2. Okay, that is Basidiomycetes claviceps. Let us see the other two also. So the third is Ascomycetes by penicillium. Okay, this is also correct. Okay, because penicillium belongs to Ascomycetes. And fourth is Deuteromycetes trichoderma. So this is also correct because trichoderma belongs to Deuteromycetes. So as we saw, claviceps does not belong to Basidiomycetes, it belongs to Ascomycetes. Okay, so the correct answer to this question will be option 2. Okay, moving on to the next question, that is question number 172. The question states Cenocytic mycelium. Okay, Cenocytic mycelium is found in dash. Okay, now here we need to understand what is the meaning of Cenocytic mycelium. The meaning of syncytium or the Cenocytic mycelium means that there is a group of nuclei or the group of cells is present, but in between the cells the cell membrane are absent or the septa are absent. Okay, so there is it is continuous and it is multinucleated cytoplasm. Okay, the characteristic feature or the definition of syncytium or the Cenocytic mycelium is multinucleated cytoplasm. Okay, so it is multinucleated cytoplasm, and it is a characteristic feature of what? The cynocytic mycelium is found in the phycomycetes. Okay, so you need to remember that cynocytic mycelium is found in phycomycetes. Okay, the correct answer will be option 2, that is phycomycetes. And the examples of phycomycetes are what? They are rhizopus and mucor. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this question. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 173. So it states that which of the following is mainly produced by the activity of anaerobic bacteria on sewage. Okay, now see, when the anaerobic bacteria act on the sewage, it produces what? It produces methane. Okay, so methane is produced, and these type of bacteria which produces methane are mainly called as the methanogens. Okay, which are a type of archaebacteria. And methane is a main component of what? It is a main component of marsh gas. Okay, so the correct answer will be option 1, that is marsh gas is mainly produced by the activity of anaerobic bacteria on sewage. Okay, and the main component of marsh gas is methane. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 174. The question states viruses that infect the bacteria are termed as dash. Okay, so there is a specific name of the viruses which are infecting the bacteria. These viruses are simply called as bacteriophages. Okay, so the correct answer of this question will be option 2, that is bacteriophages. Moving on to the next question, question number 175. It states that who demonstrated that the extract of the infected plants of tobacco could cause infection in the healthy plants. Okay, now see, M.W. Beijering. Okay, M.W. Beijering was the scientist who found out that when we extract the extract of infected plants of the tobacco and inject it to the healthy plants, okay, then it causes the infection in the healthy plants. And this extract of tobacco, and this property is called as contagium vivum fluidum. Okay, so this extract of the infected plants of tobacco, it is called as infectious living fluid. Okay, and the other term of infectious living fluid is, remember this, contagium vivum fluidum. Okay, so this term was coined by M.W. Beijering. Okay, and this is also another important question, that the term contagium vivum fluidum means what? It means the infectious living fluid, and it was termed by whom? It was termed by M.W. Beijering. Okay, so the answer to this question will be option 2. Moving on to the next question, question number 176. Here we have to select the incorrect match with respect to the genetic material. Okay, so the first is herpes virus single stranded DNA. So see, this is incorrect. Why? Because in the herpes virus, the genetic material that is found is double stranded DNA. Okay, so dsDNA. The double stranded DNA is the genetic material which is found in the herpes virus. Okay, so this is incorrect. The second is bacteriophage has double stranded DNA. Okay, so this is correct because bacteriophage can have either the DNA or RNA. Third is the tobacco mosaic virus has single stranded RNA. So this is also correct. Okay, the single stranded RNA is found in tobacco mosaic virus. And the fourth is influenza virus has also single stranded RNA. So this is also correct. Okay, the influenza virus has single stranded RNA as its genetic material. So we have to identify the incorrect match. So the correct answer to this question is option 1. The next question is question number 177. So it states that 70s ribosomes, chromatophores, and circular DNA are found in dash. Okay, now see, 70s ribosome. Okay, do you see this familiar feature? Yes, this is a feature of prokaryotes. Okay, in the eukaryotes, see, in the eukaryotes there are 80s ribosomes. Okay, and in prokaryotes there are 70s ribosomes. Okay, and then chromatophores and circular DNA. So see, Not all prokaryotes contain the chromatophores. Okay, so the correct answer of this question will be some prokaryotes. Okay, so some prokaryotes have 70s ribosomes, chromatophores, and the circular DNA. Okay, so the answer will be option 3. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 178. There is no alteration of generation in E. coli or the Escherichia coli because of the absence of what? Okay, now see, in E. coli there is no alteration of generation seen. Why? Because in the E. coli syngamy is also absent and the reduction division is also absent. Okay, reduction division is also called as meiosis. So mainly the E. coli divides by what? The E. coli, the method of division or reproduction in E. coli is simple mitosis. Okay, so in the E. coli, first of all, syngamy is absent and the reduction division is also absent. Means the crossing over of the chromosome does not occur. And due to the absence of crossing over of chromosomes, there is no alteration of generation in E. coli. Okay. So the question is, there is no alteration of generation in E. coli because of absence of syngamy and reduction division. So the correct answer of this question will be option 4. That is both 1 and 2. So moving on to the next question, that is question number 179. It states that viruses possess all the following properties except dash. Okay, so there are 4 properties given over here, and all the properties are found in viruses except what not. Okay, so we have to identify the incorrect one. So the first is they are non-cellular organisms. So this is correct because the viruses are called as acellular organisms. They are neither living nor non-living. So this statement is correct. Second is they possess both DNA and RNA. Okay, so see, this statement is absolutely incorrect. Why? Because we have read that the genetic material of virus can be either DNA or RNA. Okay, but never both. Okay, never the DNA and RNA are together present in a virus. Okay, it may contain either DNA or it may contain either RNA, never both. Okay, remember this line. So the correct answer to this question will be option 2. Let us read the other 2 statements also. The capsid protects the nucleic acid. So yes, it is correct because the capsid is the outer protective covering of the virus and it protects the nucleic acid. The fourth statement is they have inert crystalline structure outside the living cells. Okay, so yes, because see, viruses require the living cells to proliferate, okay, or to divide, but outside the living cells they are present like a rock. Okay, they have inert crystalline structure. Okay, they have no existence at all because they are acellular. They are just sitting over there like a rock, but whenever it gets in contact with living cells it starts dividing, okay, and causes disease. So this statement is also correct. So the answer to this question will be option 2. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 180. Here we have to select the incorrect statement. Okay, so let us start one by one. The first statement is Cuscuta is a parasitic plant. Okay, so this statement is correct because see, parasitic means it lives on other organism and gains nutrition from it. Okay, so this statement is correct. The other example of parasitic plants, do you know? Cuscuta, Viscum. Okay, so these are the parasitic plants. The second statement is bladderwort and the Venus flytrap are example of insectivorous plants. So yes, this statement is also correct. Okay, these are the insectivorous plants which feed on insects. Okay, the third statement is Plantae includes the algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Okay, so this statement is also correct. These are the different divisions in the kingdom Plantae. The fourth statement is the mode of nutrition in plants is holozoic. So is this statement correct? No, this statement is incorrect. Why? Because the mode of nutrition in plants is what? The plants are autotrophic. Okay, so the plants are autotrophic in nature. They are not holozoic. Okay, they do not follow holozoic. They are autotrophic. Okay, so here the correct answer will be option 4. Okay, this is the incorrect statement. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 181. Okay, the question is which one is correctly matched. Okay, so among the following matchings we have to identify that which of them is correct. So let us start one by one. The first is Agaricus smut. So see, this is incorrect. Why? Because the agaricus is not smut, it is mushroom. Okay, so agaricus will be mushroom. Okay. The second is ustilago and mushroom. So this is also incorrect. Why? Because see, ustilago is smut. Okay. And third is Puccinia insectivorous plant. So this is also incorrect. Okay. Why? Because Puccinia causes rust. Okay. So this statement is also incorrect. Then fourth is Deuteromycetes are called as imperfect fungi. So yes, this is correct. Okay. Because Deuteromycetes are called as imperfect fungi. Okay. So this statement is correct. So the correct answer of this question will be option 4. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this question. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 182. It states that the members of which group are commonly called as sac fungi. Okay, so the sac fungi is a typical name of which group? Yes, you identified it correctly. It is Ascomycetes. And why the Ascomycetes are called as sac fungi? Because they contain the sac. Okay, okay, so during this sexual reproduction, they form small sac like structures in which the sexual spores are present, and these sac like structures are called as ascus, and in them the sexual spores develop. So the sac fungi are the ascomycetes. Next is the question 183, and in this we have to mark the odd one out. Okay, odd one with respect to kingdom fungi. So now let us see the options. So the first is they reproduce asexually and sexually. This is correct. Okay. Second is they show a great diversity in the structure and habitat. This is also correct. Third is most of the fungi are saprophytic in their mode of nutrition. Yes, this is also correct. The fourth is they do not reproduce by zoospores. So see, this statement is incorrect. Why? Because the fungi also reproduce by their zoospores. Okay. So that is the odd statement regarding the fungi. Okay, because see, reproduction by zoospores is found in the lower fungi, which are the Phycomycetes. Okay, now moving on to the next. So the correct answer will be option 4. Okay, moving on to the next question, that is question 184. It states that which of the following is correct. Okay, so among the following statements we have to identify the correct statement. So let us read the statements one by one. The first statement is all slime molds are haploid. So this statement is incorrect. Okay, why? Because slime molds are diploid. Okay, they are not haploid. The second statement is protozoans lack cell wall. So this statement is correct. Why? Because like animals also, protozoans do not have cell wall. Okay, so that is the characteristics which protozoans share with the members of kingdom Animalia. So this statement is absolutely correct, that protozoans lack cell wall. Okay, so the correct answer will be option 2. Let us see the other two statements also. The third is dinoflagellates are non-motile. So this statement is incorrect. Why? Because dinoflagellates are motile. Okay, the fourth is pellicle is absent in euglena. So this statement is also incorrect. Why? Because pellicle is present in euglena. So the correct answer will be option 2. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 185. It states that mark the odd one with respect to cell wall. Okay, so we have to identify the odd one out. Okay, the first is halophiles, second is methanogens, third are the thermoacidophiles, and fourth are cyanobacteria. Among these, the odd one are what? Now if you know that the halophiles, methanogens, and the thermoacidophiles, these three belong to archaebacteria, right? So these are archaebacteria. Okay, so these are the archaebacteria, and cyanobacteria is the odd one out. Okay, because it is a blue green algae. It belongs to kingdom Monera only, but these are the archaebacteria and cyanobacteria is the blue green algae. So the odd one with respect to cell wall will be option 4. So the correct answer to this question is option 4. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 186. It is an assertion reason type of question. Okay, and the assertion given over here is cyanobacteria are the photosynthetic autotrophs. So yes, this assertion is correct. The reason given for it is cyanobacteria have chlorophyll A and B similar to the green plants. Okay, now see, the assertion is correct, but is the reason correct? No. Why? Because the cyanobacteria do not contain both chlorophyll A and B. Cyanobacteria contains only the chlorophyll A. Okay, it does not contain chlorophyll B. Okay, it only contains chlorophyll A. Okay, so here the correct answer will be option 3, that is the assertion is true but the reason is false. Okay, so the answer will be option 3. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 187, and it states that who for the first time classified the organisms on the basis of scientific approach. Okay, now see, the first time classification. Okay, first time Aristotle classified the organisms on the basis of scientific approach. And how did he classify them? He classified them on the basis of habitat. Okay, the animals living on land, air or water. So Aristotle was the first one to classify the organisms on the basis of scientific approach. So the correct answer of this question will be option 1. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 188. The position of bacteria in the kingdom system of classification proposed by Linnaeus is. Now see, this question is really confusing. Why? Because it is asking about the position of bacteria and you will tell that it belongs to kingdom Monera. But that kingdom Monera is present in the 5 kingdom classification, which was proposed by R.H. Whitaker. But the question is asking about the classification proposed by Linnaeus. Okay, and Carolus Linnaeus gave the 2 kingdom classification. Okay, and in these 2 kingdoms, which were the 2 kingdoms? It was Plantae and kingdom Animalia. Okay, and bacteria belong to which kingdom? So among these 2 kingdoms, the bacteria belong to kingdom Plantae. Okay, so I hope you got this question, because Carolus Linnaeus proposed the 2 kingdom classification and these 2 kingdoms were Plantae and Animalia, and the bacteria were present in the kingdom Plantae. So the correct answer to this question will be option 3, that is Plantae. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 189. It states that match the column organisms in column 1 with their habitats in column 2. Okay, so different organisms are given and their habitats are given in column 2 and we have to match them. So let us start. The first are the halophiles. Now what are halophiles? The halophiles are the bacteria which are found in the salty area. Okay, their habitat is salty area. So A goes with 4. Okay, next B is thermoacidophiles. The thermoacidophiles, they are found in the hot springs. Okay, so B goes with 1. Okay, then C are the methanogens. The methanogens are mainly found in the guts of ruminants. Okay, and D are the cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria are found in the aquatic environment. Okay, so D goes with 2. So here the correct answer will be option 1. Okay, so I hope you got this question. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 190. It is identify the asexual reproductive structure associated with penicillium. Okay, the asexual reproductive structure which is found in penicillium are the conidia. Okay, the asexual reproductive structure of penicillium are conidia. Okay, so the correct answer will be option 4. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 191. It states that which of the following statements is correct. Okay, so we have to identify the correct statements among the following. So let us see the statements one by one. The first is, some of the organisms can fix atmospheric nitrogen in the specialized cells called the sheath cells. So is this statement correct? No. The nitrogen fixing bacteria or the nostoc and Anabaena, they have the specialized nitrogen fixing cells, and these specialized cells are what? these specialized cells are called as heterocysts. Okay, so these are called as heterocysts. Okay, and they not sheath cells. Okay, so this statement is incorrect. The second statement is the fusion of two cells is called as karyogamy. So see, this statement is also incorrect. Why? Because the fusion of two cells is called as plasmogamy. The third statement is fusion of protoplasm between the two motile or non-motile gametes is called as plasmogamy. So see, this statement is correct. Okay, so this is a characteristic feature of plasmogamy, that is the fusion of protoplasm between the two motile or non-motile gametes. Let us see the fourth statement also, that is the organisms that depend on living plants are called as saprophytes. So the saprophytes are the organism which depend on the dead and decaying material. Okay, so they depend on the dead and decaying material. Okay, not on the living plants. So this statement is also incorrect. Okay, so the correct answer to this question is option 3. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 192. Which of the following statements is incorrect? Okay, so we have to identify the incorrect statement. So let us see the statements. First is conidia are produced exogenously and ascospores endogenously. This statement is incorrect. Okay, I'm sorry, I am correcting myself. So see, this statement is absolutely correct. Why? Because see, the conidia are produced exogenously. See, the conidia, as we saw, these are the exogenous structures which are found in penicillium, and they are produced exogenously, and the ascospores are produced endogenously. Okay, so this statement is correct. The second is yeasts have filamentous bodies with long thread like hyphae. Now see, as we know that yeast are what? Yeast are the unicellular fungi. Okay, so yeast are unicellular fungi. They do not contain the filamentous bodies. Okay, they do not contain the filamentous bodies. Filamentous bodies are absent in yeast, and these are the unicellular fungi. Okay, so yeasts are unicellular. They do not contain the filamentous bodies. So the incorrect statement is which one? The incorrect statement is statement 2. Okay, statement 2 is incorrect. All right. The third statement is morels and truffles are edible delicacies. So yes, this statement is correct. Okay. The fourth is claviceps is a source of many alkaloids and LSD. So yes, this statement is also correct. That is, claviceps and purpura, we can obtain many alkaloids, and also LSD is produced in the claviceps. So the correct answer will be option 2. That is, this statement is incorrect. The Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 193. We have to match column 1 with column 2. Okay. So in the column 1 there are different organisms given, and in column 2 the description of them is given. So now starting with saprophyte. Okay, so saprophyte, they are the organisms which depend on the dead organic materials. Okay, so they decompose the dead organic materials and obtain nutrition. Okay, so A goes with 2. B is parasite. Parasite, they live on the living plants or animals. Okay, so they are dependent for nutrition on the living plants or animals. So B goes with 3. Then third is lichens. So lichens is nothing but the symbiotic association between the fungi and algae. Okay, so it is the symbiotic association between an algae and fungi. Next is D, that is mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza is a symbiotic association between the fungi and the root of plant. So D goes with 1. So here the correct answer will be what? The correct answer will be option 2. That is, A goes with 2, B goes with 3, C goes with 4, and D goes with 1. Okay. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 194. So it is a statement based question. The first statement is mycoplasma can pass through less than 1 micron filter size. Okay, it can pass. So yes, this statement is correct. Okay, because mycoplasma are the smallest living organisms and they are able to pass through 1 micron filter size. The second statement is mycoplasma are the bacteria with cell walls. So is this statement correct? No, this statement is incorrect. Why? Because mycoplasma lack cell walls. Okay, they do not have cell walls. So the correct answer to this question will be option 3, that is statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 195. Which one of the following is incorrect? Okay, so we have to identify the incorrect statement. The first is the infective constituent in viruses is the protein coat. Okay, so this statement is incorrect. Why? Because the infective constituent in the viruses is what? It is the genetic material. Okay, it can be either RNA or it can be either DNA. Okay, so that is the component which is infective, okay, not the protein coat. So this statement is incorrect. So the correct answer will be option 1. Let us see the other three statements also. Prions consist of abnormally folded proteins. This statement is correct. Second is viroids lack a protein coat. This statement is also correct. And fourth is viruses are the obligate parasites. So yes, this statement is also correct. Okay. So I hope you got this question. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 196. The question states, in the five kingdom classifications, the kingdom that includes the blue green algae, the nitrogen fixing bacteria, and the methanogenic archaebacteria is. Okay, so it is asking about the first of all five kingdom classification. Okay, so in this the five kingdoms are present, that is the Monera, Protista, fungi, algae, plantae, and animalia. Okay, and in that it is asking that which contains the blue green algae, that is the cyanobacteria, the nitrogen fixing bacteria, and the methanogenic archaebacteria. So it is asking about the bacteria, that is the prokaryotic organism, and the prokaryotic organisms are found in which kingdom? In the five kingdom classification, they are found in the kingdom Monera. Okay, so the correct answer of this question will be option 1. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 197. It states that which of the following is not the basis of five kingdom classification. Okay, so for the five kingdom classification, there are five factors on the basis of which an organism is classified. Okay, the first is cell structure, second is body organization, third is the mode of nutrition, fourth is the mode of reproduction, and fifth is the phylogenetic relationship. So these are only the five factors. Okay, now in the five factors we saw the cell structure, we saw the body organization, and we also saw reproduction, but it does not depend on reserve food material. Okay, so the correct answer will be option 4. Okay, this is not the basis of five kingdom classification. What? The reserve food material, an organism is not classified on the basis of reserve food material in the five kingdom classification. Okay, moving on to the next question, that is question number 198. During favorable conditions, the bacteria mainly reproduce by. Okay, so when the conditions are favorable, they reproduce by fission. Okay, okay, so binary fission is the common mode of reproduction, in which the bacteria divides into two cells. Okay, so the correct answer will be option 4. Moving on to the penultimate question, that is question number 199. It states the vegetative reproduction by fragmentation is common in what? Okay, so the vegetative reproduction by fragmentation is common in the agaricus. Okay, so fragmentation means the splitting method. Okay, and it is common in agaricus. Okay, moving on, so the correct answer will be option 1. Moving on to the last question, that is question number 200. So it is an assertion reason type of question. The assertion is mycoplasma are pathogenic in the animals and plants. So yes, this statement is correct. Okay, the mycoplasma cause several diseases in the plants and animals. Okay, they can infect the plants and animal cells. The reason given over here is the mycoplasma lack a cell wall and can survive without oxygen. So see, the reason given over here is correct, that is the mycoplasma do not have the cell wall and they also survive without oxygen, that is the mycoplasma are anaerobic. But this is not the reason why they are able to infect the plant and animal cell. See, mycoplasma infect the plant and animal cell due to their adherability. Okay, means they are able to adhere to the plant and animal cell and they are able to infect them, but not because of the lack of cell wall or not because of their anaerobic nature. So here the assertion and reason both are correct, but the reason is not correctly explaining the assertion. Okay, So here the answer will be option 2. That is, both assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Okay. So this was the question 200. So here we have completed the explanation of biology section of the Brahmastra part test 1. So I hope you are clear with all the question. If you have any doubt, you can freely comment, okay, in the comment section, and we are here to solve them. So be ready for the next test, and all the very best. Thank you so much.